Diarist Sally McNeil lived with her family in Brazoria County, Texas, after graduating from Baylor University's female department in 1858. Her family had moved to that county in 1850. They came from Arkansas, hoping to find better quality land in this region, which was newly annexed to the United States. When McNeil's family moved to Texas, there were no railroads in the state. Railroad corporations had been chartered, but no construction had begun. By the decade's end, however, there had been some progress. A railroad reached into Brazoria County near McNeil's plantation home. In February 1860, just after turning 20 years old, McNeil saw a train for the first time. The event was significant enough that she recorded it in her diary. I could hardly realize that this was my first sight of the iron horse, because I have read and heard of the cars so often that everything seemed natural. Read and heard. The railroad, a complex technological achievement, by 1860 not new to the world but still new by sight to McNeil, had become so thoroughly integrated into American life that to McNeil it seemed completely natural on first glance. We do not know precisely what she read or heard prior to that fateful day. A fictional story about a train ride in a magazine, spelling lessons featuring trains in her reader at school, grim jokes about accidents printed in a comic almanac, or perhaps all of these together. During the 20 years of McNeil's life, railroads and steamboats had had a large presence, not just on the physical landscape, but on the cultural landscape as well. In surveying this cultural landscape, we can see that antebellum Americans had abundant opportunities to encounter steam transit in their imaginations long before it arrived in their towns. Steam transit pervaded print and oral culture, including newspapers, sermons, poetry, humor, and fiction. Steam also entered the language as a metaphor, including on the most explosive political issues of the day, when enslaved people escaped to freedom via an underground railroad. Images of railroads and steamboats could be found in cartoons and comic almanacs, or carried in people's pockets on currency. Steam transit also changed the oral landscape. People could hear orchestras play songs that imitated railroads, or were written in honor of steamboats. They could purchase the sheet music for similar songs to play on their own pianos at home. McNeil's exclamation of familiarity merely hints at the wide world of cultural expression that steam transit inhabited in the 19th century. Through all of these means, and many more, we can see how the machine became natural for Sally McNeil.